Jai Shri Ram. I'm Okay, You Are Okay is the name of a book written by a famous psychiatrist, Thomas A. Harris, which is actually based on a theory called transactional analysis, proposed by Eric Berne, another great psychiatrist. Now, I lectured on this long back and I created an infographic and I tried to put all the questions in one paper and I xeroxed it and I used it in my soft skills training program. I'm just trying to make a short video, a summarized description of this whole thing because it's very useful, right? I'm Okay, You Are Okay is the name of the book. Written in 1967 by Thomas A. Harris, based on a theory in psychiatry called transactional analysis by Eric Berne. Now, in brief, transactional analysis basically, Eric Berne proposed that every interaction between two human beings should be treated as a transaction. So it's a unit of social intercourse, transaction. And we all are continuously having transactions with everyone else. And to put it again very briefly, the theory is there are 4 life positions. I'm okay, you are okay. I'm okay, you are not okay. I'm not okay, you are not okay. And I'm okay, you are not okay, or I'm not okay, you are okay. So it's an oversimplified kind of schema for you to understand that these are the 4 life positions people take. I hope you understood the theory already. For example, the best position to take in life is I'm okay, you are okay. That means even if you come across a drug addict, well, he is ruining his life, and if he is ruining his life, you must assume that he is willingly ruining it. So that's okay for me. You want to screw up your life, go ahead and screw up. So don't try to ruin my life. I'm okay, and you are also okay. So this is the best position. That means like a sthita prajna in the Bhagavad Gita, not reacting. Taking everything in your stride, feel that you are also okay, the other fellow is also okay. Now, there are some people who take this life position, I'm okay, you are not okay. So these are people who will always criticize people, attack people, condemn people, even punish them, commit crimes, or to a lesser degree, these are people who are always complaining, finding fault, nitpickers. So these are, I'm okay, you are not okay. The whole world is not okay, I'm okay. So this person is very opinionated and he has a very strong parent ego state. Then the third position is I am not okay, you are not okay. So this is a very dangerous position where the person becomes a psychopath, a criminal, and he justifies his criminal behavior by thinking that since everyone is a criminal, so I am also one, so there's nothing wrong with me, and that's how he goes on committing disgusting acts, crimes and all that. And he feels it's okay because I'm not okay, you're also not okay, the whole world is not okay. Then you have the other position, I'm not okay, but you are okay, which means a person with a severe inferiority complex, right? So Eric Berne also proposed another theoretical framework, which is briefly the parent ego state, the adult ego state and child ego state. The parent ego state, according to Eric Berne, is that abstract concept which is a part of your what do you call psyche, your mind, which contains all the do's and don'ts and rights and wrongs that you have imbibed from your parents or culture or your holy book. So that is a fixed component of moral shoulds and should nots, oughts and ought nots and all that. So if a person with a very, very strong parent ego state will blindly follow whatever he was told, and this person can morph into a terrorist, extremely dangerous, irritating people. Then the adult ego state is that part of our brain, our psyche, which is rational, logical. So very few people have a well-developed adult ego state. And the child ego state is that part of our psyche which contains the childlike feelings, getting full of life and energy, curiosity, enthusiasm, but easily upset, irritated, cannot delay gratification, wants to instant gratification. So childlike tendencies, and childlike tendencies, good tendencies are also there, bad tendencies are also there. This repository of your psyche is called the child ego state. So for a good normal human being, all three states should be well balanced and well developed. But unfortunately, many people's personalities are dysfunctional because their adult ego state is contaminated by the parent ego state. That means, for example, there could be a person who is deeply religious and who is following a holy book which is teaching him lechery, butchery, treachery, or teaching him dogmas which are criminal dogmas, and this person is not questioning them. So that means his adult ego state is dead. His adult ego state has been fully contaminated by the parent ego state. And in some cases, the child ego state is so big that it contaminates the adult. That means these people are extremely childish, immature in everything. They are playful, energetic, but malicious. Like children, children will do anything to, they indulge in a one-upmanship. So this kind of tendency is there in even adults, you see, because their adult ego state is finished. It has been dominated by the child ego state. So these kind of contaminations of adult ego state result in a dysfunctional personality. And every time when we interact with anyone, we try to interact from a particular favored, preferred ego state. You see, most people I come across, or you also will agree with me, they are operating from a parent ego state. They're always telling others what to do and what not to do, what they think is right, and so they are actually sending a signal from their parent ego state to our child ego state, and they expect us to listen to them. And if we rebel, they can be a little upset and annoyed. They might become angry and even try to punish us. So this kind of an interaction. So the best way to deflect that is to refuse to react from the child ego state. Stay in your adult ego state. I most of the time stay in my adult ego state. Be in your adult ego state. Don't let the other fellow push you down to your, and don't get into the parent ego state unless it's a gross violation of morality. If there's a gross violation of morality, I get into the parent ego state. And well, you should have a healthy child ego state too. Now there's another interesting concept that Eric Berne mooted, which is he calls it strokes. A stroke is defined as a kind of reinforcement. Suppose I compliment you for having done something good, then that's called a conditional positive stroke. You've done some good work, so I said, well done with your name so and so, and give you a pat on the back. That's called a conditional positive stroke. Now it can be, if you have done something bad, then I criticize you, that's a conditional negative stroke. Remember, people don't like negative strokes. Even conditional negative strokes also people don't like. So if you want to be popular with people, you should give them unconditional positive strokes. That means for no reason you praise people, say nice things to people, compliment them, make them feel nice, and so they will begin to like you because you make them feel nice. So you become a sort of magnet and you develop charisma. So that is unconditional positive strokes. If you want to be a good leader, if you want to have a clout, influence, then you must every day give unconditional positive strokes to as many people as possible. Just say nice things, even whether they have done anything good or not. Keep saying nice things, unconditional positive strokes. So because in Hinduism we are taught that every Jivatma is potentially divine. So I think unconditional positive strokes everyone deserves to be given. So if you remind them that you are a good man, then he will live up to that, and that's called Pygmalion effect in management. But if you tell people you are a born sinner, you will go to hell unless you support this God or convert to my religion, then you are giving an unconditional negative stroke. That's the worst thing you can do. Don't give unconditional negative strokes. People won't like you for that. So people, some people, right from morning till evening, they will be criticizing everything and everyone. They are doling out unconditional negative strokes. So finally they'll become untouchables. Nobody wants to go anywhere near them. So this is a very nice, interesting theory. Now, I just made this, you know, you can see my infographic transactional analysis. One, stimuli, transactional stimuli, and verbal or non-verbal behavior. Two, ego states, parent ego state, adult ego state, child ego state. Parent ego state contains the taught concepts, adult is the thought concept, child is the felt concepts. So all part of the ego largely shaped through childhood experiences. That is child ego state anyway. Superego revised. Sigmund Freud's id ego superego revised. And in the child distinct states, we change states in the course of transactions. Dash can be noticed by manners, words, gestures, tone, and can't erase them, but recordings can be turned off. Okay. Third one, transactions are complementary, crossed, or duple. Psychopathology, contamination, exclusion, no child, neurotic. Yeah, I've come across some people who have no child ego state at all. These are always serious people, boring people actually. And many religions, their gods are also like that. Boring gods, irritating, psychopathic gods. Decommissioned adult, that means psychosis. The adult is dead. And no parent and adult is contaminated with child. So adult contaminated by parent, prejudice. Adult contaminated by child, delusional. Time structuring, withdrawal, ritual, pastimes, activity, games, and intimacy. Okay. So now I'll stop here. Okay, I'll go to the sixth one, scripts, tragic, heroic, banal, non-winner varieties. Okay. Fifth one, injunctions and drivers. 12 powerful messages embedded in the child's belief and life script. Drivers. Be perfect, be strong, try hard, hurry up, be careful. Don't be who you are. Don't be a child. Don't grow up. Don't make it your life. Don't do anything. Don't be important. Don't belong. Don't be close. Don't be sane. Don't think. Don't feel. These are, yeah, these are dangerous. The child creates a script with this. Okay, when faced with last one. Okay, so I'm okay. You are okay. I'm okay. You're not okay. I'm not okay. You are okay. Yeah? And then I'm okay, you're okay. These are the 4 life positions. We use different positions in different situations. Surface life position changes because character positions exist below. On the surface, we all behave like I'm okay, you're okay, but immediately you scratch the surface, you will find at the bottom, I'm not okay, you are not okay, or I'm okay, but you are not okay. So I come across, people half my age or 1/3 of my age trying to tell me how I should do things and how I should, do many things, as if they have a God-given right to advise me. When I have not asked them for any advice at all, I tolerate them. It's all right. I understand their problem. So this is a questionnaire. 50 questions. I put them in one paper. I'm very sympathetic and understanding when others have problems. You have to answer extremely well, quite well, 3 points, somewhat 2, slightly 1, not at all 0. So once you answer these 50 questions, you can total, and then we can actually draw your profile, PAC profile, parent, adult, child ego state profile. I'll just run you through this. Don't worry, don't have to take the entire trouble. So let's look at the first one. I'm very sympathetic and understanding when others have problems. So if you say extremely well, sympathetic, and what kind of is that? The parent, is the parent sympathetic and understanding when others have problems, or is the child? Feelings, so I think that's the child. No, I think that should be the parent. So parent means parent is an archetype. We expect a parent to be sympathetic, understanding. So if you score 4, that means you have a strong parent ego state. Now let's look at question 2. I have strong opinions and don't change them easily. That's parent ego state, negative parent ego state. So within ego states, positive parent ego state, negative parent ego state is also there. Adult ego state is always positive because it's based only on rationality, logical reasoning. And child ego state has 2 again compartments: the positive child ego state, the negative child ego state. Okay, by now I think you are getting a hang of the whole theory. The third one, taking care of the need of others is one of my great satisfaction in life. That is a positive parent ego state. Tradition and custom are very, that's a positive parent ego state. I am very lenient and forgiving. Positive parent ego state. I am tough, critical taskmaster. Okay. Positive parent ego state. I believe most people are basically good. That is the adult ego state. I often take a leadership position because I'm sure I know best what ought to be done. Again, negative ego state, negative parent ego state. I feel it is my duty to use my knowledge and strength to protect other less strong people. Positive parent ego state. Helping others to grow and achieve their potential is one of my great satisfactions. Adult ego state. People in trouble often ask me for advice and help. Adult ego state, because they know that you are the calm types who can objectively assess and give good advice. If I know someone has done something wrong, I would feel obliged to see that they were brought to justice and punished. Parent ego state. I think you can call it the positive or the negative. I leave it to you. Anyway, it's parent ego state. When I see someone having trouble doing something, I would be glad to take over and do it for them. Again, parent ego. I have very clear ideas about what is right and wrong, and I don't hesitate. Parent ego state. Whenever someone needs help, I will come to their rescue if possibly I can. Adult ego state. I often feel anxious and fearful. Child ego state. Negative. I don't mind prodding people pretty hard if necessary to get them to do what they are supposed to do. That is a positive parent ego state. My moods are quite unpredictable. Child. I am a rational adult. I often feel sad, depressed, gloomy. Child. Negative. So the next one is I want what I want when a child ego state. Negative. I'm usually cool and unemotional. Adult. I feel it's important to strive to be as nearly perfect and possible in whatever I do. Adult. I'm a sensual sexual person. I'm a sensual sexual person. That is a child. Positive. Child likes hugs and all that, you see. So that comes from the child ego state. I analyze facts. That's adult. I'm good at figuring out what others want and adapting to please them. Child. Very smart child. It's best to be obedient to those in power. That is again child. Negative. I like lots of stimulation. Child. I'm well informed and get the facts about things. Adult. I lose my temper a lot. Parent. I'm creative. Child. I'm open to new info. That is adult. When I'm told what needs to be done, I often do the opposite. Child. Negative. I'm exciting, lively. Child. Positive. I'm systematic, orderly, and plan ahead. Adult. If wronged, I feel resentful for a long time. Child. Negative. Negative. Okay. I'm very curious and explore new things. Child. Positive. What others say and do often make me feel bad. Child. Negative. I don't mind manipulating other people a bit. That is child. Negative. I have reputation for being fair and objective. That is adult. I don't worry about concealing how I feel. Child. I keep a stiff upper lip even when hurt deeply. Child. I'm very spontaneous, free spirit. Child. Positive. I'm good at describing things clearly. Adult. I'm clumsy, awkward. Child. I feel helpless, incapable. That's child. Negative. I try hard to live up to others. Child. When someone is angry with me, I try to be conciliatory. What would you consider that to be? I would call it adult, because adult will first try to, calm the tempers. I'm playful and full of fun. That is child. And the 50th question is, turn the page please. When faced with conflicting points of view, I usually look for a compromise position between the two. Okay, that I think we can call it adult, because he's trying to do some balancing act. Broadly, these questions will give you some insight into where you stand. So that is the PAC, that is the I'm okay, you're okay transactional analysis. You can listen to more videos on YouTube. I hope it was useful. Jai Shri Ram.